Okay, I was watching some YouTube the other day and watching a video by Danny Collins, and he was filming going through a museum in Bentonville, Arkansas, and it had a lot of Indian stuff in it. And one of the things that caught my eye was this is called a prehistoric flintknapping kit made from deer antler, and it was found in Powell County, Kentucky. And it was donated by Tom Davis to the museum. And anyway, looking at this thing, this is authentic, and these little billets look to be real small. They're maybe 3 or 4 inches long, I would say, at the most. And this is a tine that's cut off square and rounded on the one end, and these are too. These are just tines, look like, that are short. Maybe these may be 2 inches long is all, maybe less than that. This one I would say is not more than 4 inches. And this I think is a handle for these, not sure, but these are pressure flakers, the tips. And anyway, I had to make me a set of them and try them out. So this is what I've got. I got 2 antlers. They're not great big. They fit in your hand pretty easy. They may be slightly bigger than the authentic, but not a lot. And they've got the rosette. Now, part of the deal with the rosette is that apparently they didn't use this end for hitting, because they've got the rosette still on them, which is intriguing to me. And they're cut just kind of square off, pretty much square off on the other end. And then I've got some little, I would say these are small enough they have to be punches. And I've got a tine that is cut square off and rounded on the end, and it's maybe 4 or 5 inches, probably 4.5 inches long. Anyway, that's pretty much what they had. So I believe that as small as this kit is, it had to be used on your leg. And I believe I've got a chunky piece of Burlington shirt that is so chunky that I'm going to have to start, I believe, with a hammerstone. And so I'm going to try knocking this a little bit down with a hammerstone. I've got a sandstone hammerstone here. And we're going to see what happens with this. And hammerstones, I believe, are fairly universal for all ages in flint knapping. So I'm getting this and down some. Oops, that ain't working real good there. There we go. Now I'm just going to leave that. It's still a little chunky. What I want to do is demonstrate the way I think these things were used. And I believe that they were used real similar to this. You lay them on your leg, and then you put your rock right here and put this on where you want to take your flake, and you hold it with your fingers, so that the rock, I'm holding the rock with my hand, and then I'm holding this with my fingers, and then you just put it where you want it and hit it. And it seems to be able to take pretty good flakes that way. For a little bitty kit, lightweight, it would be something that would be easy to carry with you. and it once you get used to it, it's fairly good to use. Ooh, let me get on there good. Alright, there we go. Okay. The deal is I got to hit pretty hard with Burlington, but I don't have to have a real good aim. All we got to do is be able to hit pretty much right here on the end, and you can hit as hard as you need to take off the flakes you need. So anyway, that's enough of that. Let's try these punches. I believe these smaller ones are probably for finished work more, and you can use either end of them. If you want a wide flake, you can use this. It's got a lot of contact. If you want a skinnier flake, you use a rounded end, and it's more like, if I can show you here, I was going to show you it's more like a pressure flake. But I ain't showing you that good. There, a big pressure flake. Okay, but see right this edge here, you can take small flakes along here and get your edge to start with that you want to shape it. And then we take a switch to one of these, and this is pretty chunky right here, and I want to thin that down some. So I'm going to do the same thing here with this, and it takes a flake off to thin it. And it's a small punch, but as long as you don't hit your finger, and you hit it right between here, and it'll take off thinner flakes, smaller flakes, for shaping the thing. There we go. It takes a little bit of getting used to as to get the right angle there for taking flakes, but it takes more than halfway. And this one's even a little smaller, but it seems to do pretty good too. Right there. Anyway, that's enough, I think, demonstrating that I believe shows that these work. And one last flake right here. There. That was on a tough hump. I'm going to do that again just because I can. There. Take that hump down a little bit. Anyway, that's it.